Hello, welcome to this week's episode of How's the Market, Pensacola. My name is Shane Willis. Hope you took advantage this past weekend of Florida's tax-free weekend. I saw a lot of retail shops out and about over the weekend that were pretty packed. I chuckled at some of the stuff that was on the items. My son bought my granddaughter a little Amazon Fire like tablet. She's one. She's not even one. She's one in 2 weeks. Why she needs a tablet, I don't know, but she'll probably be coding HTML by the time she's two. Anyways, he bought this tablet, and because it was back to school, he actually got no taxes on stuff like that. Of course, we went out and got more socks, and I picked up some shoes. I needed some new running shoes and just stuff like that. But I've seen it all over the place, so hopefully you took advantage of it. Also, this upcoming week, teachers are back in session. So teachers are back working at school. The students are not yet, but you're going to start seeing the buses run around some more. So they're getting used to their routes because next Monday in 7 days, Escambia County starts. I don't know when Santa Rosa County starts. I don't know if it's next week or the following week, but I know that Escambia County starts this upcoming week, and so the buses are going to be around. Drive safe. There's a lot of kids that have to cross busy streets. If you see the thing stop, follow the law. Don't go flying past it. It's only going to take you a few more minutes. Anyways, I know we're not here to talk about school buses. We're here to talk about real estate. Let's go.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?
All right, so as I always do, I always bring up this slide first. We'll jump down to my computer. I bring up this slide because I want to set a baseline up. If you have between 6 and 7 months worth of inventory, you have a neutral market. If you have greater than 7 months, you have a buyer's market. If you have less than 6 months, that's considered a seller's market. What the slide doesn't show is if you have greater than 9 months worth of inventory, then you have got a hyper buyer's market. And if you have less than 3 months worth of inventory, you have a hyper seller's market. So those change your marketing tactics. It changes your strategies on both sides of the aisle, meaning, whether you're the buyer or the seller, that changes everything for both sides. So let's find out where everything sits price points. We'll jump back down to the computer here. This is it. For those of you who have this is your first show you're watching, on the left is the value of the property or your list price. On the right over here is your estimated months of inventory. So that's why I start out with that slide before showing, is it hyper buyers, sellers, neutral, whatever. All right. In Escambia County here, it looks like they put 3 to 350 at 3 months, which if you notice the color change there, the reason that goes into a buyers and not a hyper buyers. But I'm going to say anything under 350 in Escambia County is a hyper sellers, not buyers, hyper sellers market. Anything under 350. And the 350 to 450 is still considered a seller's market. We don't get up to a neutral or a buyer's market until the 450 to 500, which has been that little pocket that we've seen a lot. But if you remember last week, it actually dropped down to flat neutral market. But if you watch the show 2 months back or something, this has always been a weird pocket this year. Because I've seen this as high as like 10 or almost 11 months worth of inventory just with that pocket, with a seller's market on both sides, a seller's market bracketing both sides of it. So just kind of weird. So yeah, we'll just call it a neutral for 450 to 500. Then it drops back down to a slightly sellers from 500 to 545. Then we get up into a buyer's market. And so anything 550 to 650 is going to be considered a buyer's market, and anything above 650 in Escambia County is a hyper buyer's market. So again, I want to reiterate this because I do get this comment a lot when I shoot this show, is that you're like, Shane, if it's 1.6 months worth of inventory, that means there's no houses. That's not correct. There's just such an appetite for it that it's only got 1.6 months worth of inventory. This 100 to 150 actually has 111 properties active. 111. Some of them don't belong in this price point. Some of them should be down here. But we've got them. So there are properties out there. There's between the 150 and 200, there's 145. 2 to 250, there's over 200 properties, but it's only 2.5 months worth of inventory. The appetite, if we don't get new listings in this price point, we will be out of listings in 2.5 months. Out, done, finished, no more, nada. Which we have seen in this price point a couple of times, 0 to 50 this year. We've seen it to where it said nothing. There's nothing on the market, not even a lot. So that's Escambia County. Let's see right now as I change my screen. We'll jump back down here what Santa Rosa County has to do. It's almost built the exact same way, isn't it? It's almost built the exact same way, except for if you look at the number of properties. Remember 150 to 200 in Escambia County, there's 111 properties. There's half that in Santa Rosa. Half. And there's only 1 month's worth of inventory there. So you've got something over 150 but under 200, and you're thinking about liquidating it, call me. Because we can be real aggressive in that price point. I can really push the envelope on your pricing. But just like in Escambia County, the 3 to 350 is not a hyper sellers. Again, it's just a sellers. And if you watched last week's show, I think some of this is floating up from new builds. There's a lot of inventory in the 3 to 350 range with brand new builds. And what that does, when a builder puts them out, they'll put it on the MLS, hey, 123 Banana Street here is for sale. But that house, that address, 123 Banana Street, may not be what actually sells. They may use that as the model and keep it on the MLS for 6 months as active, even though they've sold 10 of those models in the neighborhood. So it kind of messes with these statistics slightly. So I would venture to say this is probably still a hyper seller's market. And I justify that very easily by going up to 350 to 400, and you definitely drop back down to a hyper seller's market. But they put this as a sellers, just like the 4 to 450 would be put as a sellers. 450 to 550, definitely a sellers. 650 or 550 to 600, that's when you start to slick to the buyer side. Really don't have a quote unquote neutral, although that's 600 to 650, it comes close. And the 700 plus, both of them are right at 7 months. 6.9 would be considered a neutral, but that's all considered a buyers. And that's 650 to 700 here is 28. Yeah, it's 2 years with inventory at that price point. You got something you're trying to sell between 650 and 700, you're gonna have to seriously differentiate. It's not like you got a huge bit of competition. You've got 14 actives right now in that price point, but you need to differentiate because there's just not that many buyers looking in that particular price point. So anyways, that's the numbers for you. I try not to do any fluff. I just try and give you data. I try and storytell and maybe entertain a little bit, but today was just data. There's your data for you. So do me a favor, if this thing brought any value to you, like it, like the page, comment, and then share this for me. Share this. Now, if you're seeing it on YouTube, hit subscribe and give me a comment. What do you want to see from the show? Is there any other data that I can help provide you so that you can make better decisions for your family and what you're trying to accomplish? For those of you who have been over to the Facebook page, you're starting to see, I'm starting today actually, is my first one. I'm going to start doing some lunch and learns. So I'm going to go live on Facebook, and the Facebook, just get on Facebook, it's Shane Willis, the Realtor. You can find that. And I'm creating some events to go live to just spend 15 minutes. We're going to call it a quick lunch and learn. So you can, as you're eating whatever you're eating, and you just want to learn something, I'm going to be going live 15 minutes just to explain whatever topic we're talking about. Today, we're actually talking about credit secrets and some of the stuff that I used personally to up my score over 100 points after I got foreclosed on. So that'll be cool. That'll be, if you're watching this beforehand, that'll be at noon or 12:15 Monday, and it'll still be up on the site afterwards. So like, comment, share. Let me know if there's anything else I can share with you that will help you make your decisions. Thanks for watching. Have a great, great week.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there, and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?